show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everyone know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the panel. And I see we only have a comment. Good evening, Donna Momo. Yes, you are the first one here. Uh, as always, I want to start by giving a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you have been there from the very beginning or recently joined. I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, especially when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. Uh, your continued support and love is greatly appreciated. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allowed me to enter into your devices and those who follow from the watch from the clouds, even the haters. So what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. And as you can see on the thumbnail, tonight we're having open discussion. For the benefit of those of you who are not familiar, I will be discussing some topics which I have an opinion about, and I will express them right here. Also, you will have the opportunity to express any opinions regarding anything that will be discussed here. Is there anything that you wish to me to discuss? We will do so as well. Okay. Also, I want to let everybody know that the link to join the panel has been pinned. So at any point during the stream, if anyone feels comfortable about hitting that link and joining the panel, they can do so. Let me make this perfectly clear. If this is your first time here, you would need to come up in the backstage, and there's a reason behind that. I am not going to allow anyone to come here to flush any genitalia, male or female, and risk having the stream taken down by YouTube for that type of conduct. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to do what I can to protect the integrity of this platform. So I do have a few things that's on my mind. Now, the first thing I'm going to address, I shouldn't have to address it at all, but unfortunately, I'm going to address it now. And that is, there was a situation when someone share an image regarding last night's stream on their community tab without my authorization and made somewhat of a threat regarding someone that appeared in the chat. Okay, look, I understand and I get it. People have issues with some people. Not everyone is going to have a warm, fuzzy feeling, what have you. I get it. But that's why you have your own platforms to discuss whatever, and you can say and do whatever you want on your platform. How you govern your platform, that's totally up to your discretion. Here, bleeps are not walking here. Okay. First of all, this is a neutral site, contrary to what some people think. I do not care to have anyone bring their beefs over here. Okay. Particularly if you have platforms that you can go and address your own beefs. Okay. Going forward, anyone that loads any of my images on their platform without my authorization, they will be reported to YouTube for copyright infringement. Okay. And furthermore, threats are going to be taken seriously. Okay. I am not going to allow that. Anyone that makes those such a threats will be forever banned from this platform. Okay. If you don't like that, you can kick rocks. Okay. I get it. People have issues with other people, what have you. But please, for the sake of sanity, do not bring your stupidity here on this platform. Uh, this is a this is I like to keep this a relatively trauma-free zone. I'm trying to create an environment where people can respectfully express their point of views as long as there's mutual respect directed towards me and those who appear on the panel or on the chat. And hopefully, this will be the last time I have to address the stupidity. Okay. So now we got that out of the way. Okay. Of course, we're going to enter into a new season, and with every new season, um, I always develop a theme. Okay. So the theme for the next season, which will begin next week, will be I call it uncommon knowledge. Okay. And what does that mean? Basically, it'll be knowledge regarding everyday issues. Also, try to get some fresh perspectives regarding certain things that we never considered. So, of course, I'm going to continue with the mission statement where I will continue to discuss everyday issues and try to come up with logical solutions. Okay. So I'm going to try to expand my horizon a little bit. So that's the reason why we have a thing called uncommon knowledge. Now, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the growth that this platform has achieved. Let me make this perfectly clear. I mean, the reason for the growth is that I have received a great deal of love, a great deal of support from many people. Okay, and I will continue to show my gratitude uh, to my supporters, even my haters, because my haters, what they do is, without them realizing it, they give me free press. Okay. Now, let me just say a couple of things that I find it absolutely amazing. Okay. First of all, within the last 4 weeks or 28 days, I have gained 40 subs. And a lot of it has to do with the shorts that I've been producing. Okay. I see that people have responded very well and people have subscribed to my channel. In fact, on this past Sunday, I actually gained 10 subs, which is like, that's a lot. Okay. Um, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Um, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And of course, it's going to be weeks where it's not going to be a lot of activity as far as views and participation, and then there'll be weeks when the participation will go off the chart. Now, let me just give you another something. This is something that's even more amazing. Within the last 90 days or 3 months, I have gained 72 subs. Okay, and I had to take a look at it again to make sure that my ass was not playing tricks on me. But the fact that I have achieved this much growth within a 3 month period, it really warms my heart. Okay, and it tells me something that there are people who really want to see positive content. Sometimes it seems like the only type of content that gets any attention and any views are those where people get ratchet, people are yelling, people are fussing, people are cursing each other, people are threatening each other, and things of that nature. The fact that within a 3 month period, I've gained 72 subs, that means a great deal for me. Okay. And just in the month alone, I've gained 19 subs. So basically, and a lot of it had to do with the shorts. Okay. Now, within the last month and a half, I reached 3 milestones. First of all, oh, and I see here we have a guest. So I just want to state that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people in the home may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel, and we're going to welcome our guest.
Good evening,
Don
Don Levere.
Armando.
How you doing?
Fine. How are you doing tonight?
Relaxing after working out in the gym. It's very brisky here in Philadelphia, though. How's it in New York?
It's about the same. I mean, it's in the low 20s over here in New York. So, but I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream. I had to address something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I caught the beginning, so you know. Yeah.
And this is, look, I get it. People have beefs or whatever, whether it be legit beefs or artificial beefs or whatever. But there's no place in my platform for that type of conduct.
I hear you.
Okay.
And me personally, I'm like, you know what? To each its own. But at the same time, I'm not gonna even entertain that because what goes around comes around. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree. And look, and this is the thing. I'm trying to maintain a healthy platform where people can respectfully express their point of view. Okay.
Right.
And I expect that respect to be made across the board, not just towards me, but towards those who are on the panel and on the chat.
Right.
Those who can't, they guess what? They don't get the privilege. And yes, it's a privilege to being on the chat on my chat or on my platform.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
And it does that. I'm a little disappointed with what went down. Of course, I'm not going to mention the name of the individual in question. I think you know who I'm talking about, though.
Right.
Okay. And this is the crazy part is that I don't mention that individual's name on this platform.
Right.
But it seems like simply because of the fact that I cool with certain individuals, then it's an issue.
You know what? This is one thing I gotta say.
Hmm.
We live in a butthurt civilization right now.
Yes.
So let's put it like this. You and I are friends, right?
Yes.
There's certain people that I don't agree with.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna. I'm mature. I'm not gonna go and put what my wants in a person is, and I'm not gonna go and try to call another person out of their name just because they're friends with somebody that I don't like.
Hmm.
So therefore, I don't know the person. I'm not speaking. I'm not ever gonna go around and speak bad about the person because at the end of the day, if somebody's gonna come with beef, 9 times out of 10, I just ignore them. But if a person is just mad just because you're friends with somebody, maybe an outsider, and then on top of it, they want to go and slander your name, find out information, and all that jazz. This is one thing I got to say. That actually debases a lack of maturity, a lack of understanding, and then on top of it, to go around and not only try to slander the person, but then you trying to make threats of getting law enforcement and everything like that, all just because you're friends with people that may not be agree with. The last time I checked, this is the United States, and you could be friends with anybody, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is that hey, I'm just I'm just a lowly content creator, and I know the people that don't like me. I'm not gonna ever mention them in my platform because you know what, they're useless. And if I'm gonna go around and have my platform be of a beef or whatever, yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna go around and do that because I have open topics and then I have historias urbanas. So historia urbanas, I'm just trying to get the history of the Dominican rap movement. And if people don't respect it, oh well.
Yeah. Now, of course, last night I had some interesting people in the chat. Some of them, yes, I have had issue with. But this is the thing: if you come respectfully, you're welcome. If you cannot come respectfully, you will be blocked. It is that simple. but I am not going to allow people who have beefs to come into this platform. Okay. And besides that, they have their own platforms when they can say the fluff they want. Just make sure you don't bring in your trauma, your beefs here. You try to do that, you're going to be blocked. And look, and I will correct whoever is necessary. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Milano Vanguard was in the chat. No, I mean, look, there's been issues between me and him, but he has been respectful to me in the chat. So if he wants to come in and enter a comment, he's welcome as long as he's respectable. And that applies to everybody, not just him. Okay. I know that people have beefs with whatever, which is unfortunately, this is a situation when it comes to this YouTube politics, which is if one person has a beef with someone else, and then just because you're cool with that op, automatically you become an enemy. I'm sorry. I have a huge problem with that.
I mean,
Good
me
evening,
personally, it's funny because I'm supposedly doing whatever and whatsoever. I'm like, you know what? I'm going at work. I just go to work, try to make my dreams happen, but I don't tell my dreams. For what? I mean, at the end of the day, dealing with certain things in the job and dealing with people on here, I just learned one thing. You got to be level-headed at times. Certain people are going to go around and make falsehoods about you, but yet they want to know what you're really doing behind the scenes.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, I'm not that much of I'm just actually a hermit, to be honest. And if I do something or enjoy myself, is it that much of a crime?
Well, that's the reason why I refer to it as the circus, because some of these people act like exo clowns. It's not even funny. Okay, I'm just a small YouTube creator. Okay, which I have been blessed that I've gotten a lot of support with
Yes.
Okay. In fact, within a 90-day period, I have gained 72 subs. I have gained over 20,000 views in that same,
Right.
In basically a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So this channel is doing very well. Considering all the obstacles I have dealt with poor internet and not being the most tech savvy person in the world.
Right.
But I know there's a certain amount of jealousy involved. Okay. But, everyone can do the same thing. Just grind it out week in, week out, work on your content, come up with topics that which your audience would like, and just keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to gather a lot of my friends who are martial artists because I actually see like a problem that some of my friends have. It's like, okay, the problem that some of my friends have, right, is that they're actually black belts and they took their instruction to the martial arts, but their master passed away or they left their country whatsoever, that they learned their martial arts instruction. and some of them cannot really find their lineage or whatsoever. So my solution is let's go and try to see if they could reach out to somebody that could know their lineage or their martial arts lineage or so or whatsoever. So therefore, they could actually, I guess, advance in their knowledge of the martial arts be or actually get or actually get some accolades for the times in the martial arts. So that's what I'm trying to do with one of my next lives next week is to try to focus on martial arts practitioners and the martial arts history itself.
Okay. I think this is Daniel's first time here. I just want to say, welcome to the platform. You're
Welcome to the
more than welcome.
platform, also, Idalise.
Yeah, yeah. You're more than welcome to come hop on the chat or hop, whatever your time, your schedule permits it. I really appreciate. I love when new people come in the chat on the platform. Um, it's just that I didn't think I would have to be worrying about this YouTube politics stuff. Unfortunately, it is a sad reality because people are very emotional, particularly when they have conflicts with other creators.
Yeah, I was emotional back in the day, but then this is what I got to say. Since people want to go and try to use their emotions and all that stuff, I learned that some of these people are just frauds.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say they're frauds is because this. I could understand if you're actually committed to your belief, whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
But if you're trying to go and tell somebody that, oh, you're so big and everything like that, but yet your history is contrary to what you're saying, why should I follow a person that don't really have their life together? But yet I should go and follow the ideal what other people should say or anything like that. And at the end of the day, we all are individuals. We have our own minds. So whatever I say or do, and if people don't like it, they don't like it. But guess what? I'm just I just go onto YouTube. I just try to reach out to whoever who reach out. If people love me, that's all I care about. People hate me, they
Yes,
don't pay my bills.
yes. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Tonight we're just having open discussion. Um, Part of it has to do with what happened regarding a certain individual um, that had an issue with someone in the chat and used my image and without my authorization. Okay. Um, I am not trying to make this a safe space for doxers. I'm trying to make it a safe space for people who are willing to come here and respectfully express their point of view. If they're going to dox, they're not walking here. Okay. That is my philosophy. I don't know if you wish to add a comment to that.
I mean, me personally, I'm just gonna be honest. Even if I did have the power to go in docs or anything like that, what is it really doing? Let's be for real. I might have done crap before I was on YouTube. I confess to that, right? But as far as doxing and researching a person where they live at and and doing this and that and the third, okay. I mean, people got to live and everything. There's certain people that you ain't have to agree with. I'm not gonna go and try to be doxing and all that stuff because at the end of the day, I'm not that miserable. I'm just trying to live my life. So people that want to do that, this, that, and the third, and have a power trip, I'm like, okay. But people do realize that when you do dox people, some way or somehow, it may be a year, it may be 2 or 3 years. All the bad stuff that you do to people will eventually come back at you. Like what goes around comes around.
Um, Irby, to address your question, what happened was someone took an image from last night's stream and made kind of like a subtle threat. Um, Now I don't know whether it was that was directed towards someone on the chat or directed towards me. And the crazy part is I never said jack about the individual, which I'm not going to mention, but Don Armando knows about.
Right.
And this is and I get it. People have beefs with other people. Okay, I get it. Fine. That's why you have your platforms to do and say whatever Jack talk whatever you want to say. But to use my content without my permission, no way. No, not I am aware of. But but this is the thing. First of all, the position I have is to civil service examination. So it's not like I can easily lose my job. It's gonna have to they're gonna have to go through a lot to get me to lose my job. Furthermore, I belong to a union that's going to fight for that's going to advocate for me. So, to the best of my knowledge, no. But at this point, I don't know what to say. All I can say is, unfortunately, anything can happen, and and believe me, if I have to take action, I will take action, whether it be legal, whether it be the FBI or whatever course of action is necessary to protect myself and to protect this platform. What I find to be incredible is that in all modesty, I think I'm one of the least problematic people on this platform. Would you say that's an accurate statement, Don Armando?
I mean, if you really look at it, you try to keep the peace and you're on your own lane. But what certain people don't understand, which is about mature alliances, is that you could go and beef over a standpoint. But to go and use tactics as far as doxing and saying that you're going to call the authorities falsely and everything like that, and on a false charge that you know that is false. I mean, and when you really know the origin of why certain people do certain actions. You just got to sit back. I'm like, am I really that powerful? Just minding my own business.
Mhm. Look, I mean, look, let me. Unfortunately, we're dealing with people that some sort of mental issues, mental trauma, mental what have you. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, most creators, YouTube creators, that actually spend their time working on content, and whether it be, you know, whatever it is that their mission statement. They're not going to spend a great deal of time attacking other people or trying to dox other people or threaten other people. Unfortunately, those type of people exist on this platform, and they're hoping that you become silent so they can get away with their stupidity, which is insane stupidity. Which is why all of us as YouTube creators need to be mindful of what are the community guidelines, and we need to report it when those guidelines are being violated.
Yep.
Okay. And if that means that the channels get deleted, so be it. That is the consequences. I mean,
The tactics is not working. So I'm still here.
we both know other people that have been doxxed, okay, that been threatened, that have their own, confidential data info display. The only thing they might do is like take a couple of weeks off, but they're not leaving the platform. And it speaks ill of you that you have to resort to those tactics because you're not able to produce decent content. Okay, I'm not talking about quality content. I'm talking about decent content.
Mm.
Okay, and it could be so simply doing reaction videos, what have you. Look, the fact of the matter is you have people that have issues, mental issues and whatnot. And, all I can say is bless their hearts because they
Yep.
need deliverance.
Yep.
Yeah. But as long as I'm able to, I'm going to continue to produce content. And I'm going to invite whoever I wish to invite. And again, I know, it sounds old, it sounds trite. But if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you.
Yep.
Okay. And the fact that some people actually compare me to Hitler just for making that statement, that speaks volumes.
Wow. Well, if you're Hitler, well then Tojo.
No, you probably Saddam Hussein or Mussolini or something like that.
Yeah, but I was just saying because if you really look at it, like what is considered the axis when it's history was Hitler, Mussolini, and Tojo. So I don't know. It was funny because when I was a kid, I used to watch the Axis cartoons, which I didn't really know who it was, but it was funny when I was a kid.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then
Well.
after a while,
Mhm.
what I saw was dubbed the Axis power. I was like, oh, okay. So that's what they were talking about when I was looking at cartoons as a kid.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, let's keep it real. I mean, the cartoons that we were growing up with in the 70s and the 60s, well, for me, the 60s,
Right.
okay? Um, you didn't have to worry about being politically correct. I mean, if you take a look at some of those cartoons in the 60s, particularly, the Tracy cartoons,
Right.
you have different characters. I mean, you couldn't show that today because I mean there'll be like a huge protest. But back in our day, it was
Mhm.
perfectly normal.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you actually look at it, there's a lot of stuff that may continue today that that has its roots in like maybe the 30s and 40s cartoons. Believe it or not. Like one day I was watching, I guess it was Looney Tunes or Warner Brothers or whatever.
Hmm.
And they actually had like Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, when I was a kid, I thought it was an innocent cartoon. But then when you have some of these YouTube channels that break it down, I was like, oh, okay. I actually thought it was an innocent cartoon. I didn't know it had this much slander on it.
Hmm. I mean, look, if you take a look at cartoons of the 50s, I mean, some of them um, they wouldn't do well today because they have certain caricatures of certain ethnic groups.
Yes.
Okay, but remember, it was a different era altogether. Nowadays, you have to be Not only do you have to be politically correct, you have to be woke free. Okay, which means you have to be very tolerant. You need to understand that there's more than two genders, and that um, you know.
There's a lot of stuff that you have to know. I mean, I haven't been like in the professional sector as you are, Don Jose.
Yes.
But I've heard that in New York, there's certain stuff that if you even say the wrong thing, you could get your job terminated. So that's a lot of scrutiny to living in the professional world. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. See, one thing that we have to be mindful for is what we say and do because it could be considered politically incorrect,
Right,
and you know, and that it seems like everyone's, they can have their rights respected, other than us.
right.
So, I mean, that's the type of society that we're dealing with. So, it's like you have to be very astute as far as what you can say and what you can't say.
Yeah,
So, but I never, I mean, I never thought I had to be mindful regarding the state of YouTube politics today.
I
Um,
mean, it's. I mean, if you actually look at it, it could be politics, but then there's very personal problems, which is just magnified under a big scope.
mhm.
So if a person could be political, okay, you have certain people that will have integrities. They'll have integrity. If it's like, okay, there's somebody that whose views that I don't like, but yet I could still respect that person. And I think that's what is missing.
Yes.
Integrity.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it seems like we're worrying about everyone's point of view being respected, but yet our point of view is not being respected.
Exactly.
Okay. And one thing I've said before, okay, you have a right to your view, you have a right to your beliefs. Your freedom ends the minute that you impose your views and values on someone else.
Yep.
That's where it ends. And unfortunately, it's like some people just want to say whatever they want without any consequences.
Exactly.
Okay. Which leads me to another topic, which is basically sharing contact without permission.
I mean, yeah, I don't even try to do that because if you actually look at my own content, yeah, if I say something, but I don't try to show content. I did that once and I got hit with a strike because of a fair use. But it was not even content that was anybody else's. It was like a news content or whatsoever. So I don't really know the fair use lines yet or whatsoever. So that's why I don't go with that gray area of sharing other people's content on my platform, unless if it's on fair use or something,
Okay.
because that's a sketchy area that I haven't touched yet. And I'm trying to see how I could do it without getting strikes because I know other YouTubers do it. But at the same token, I just try to shy away with that until I get the appropriate number. And maybe then I could go in the appropriate number of subscribers. And maybe then I could actually um toggle with that.
Well, when it comes to fair use, this is how I understand it: that you can share content if you're going to give your own perspective while at the same time giving credit to the original content creator.
Right.
Okay, I don't do this a lot. Now, there's certain YouTube creators that does not appear to have a problem with that. I will name two. One of them is Didi. Okay, I have shared her um, videos a couple of times, but under fair use and then giving her credit that this is her content. And the same thing with O'Shea Duke Jackson. Okay. Um,
Okay.
Others, I will talk about the videos without me showing it. And good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, but look, this is the thing. You know, there are lots of reasons why people feel like they can get away with sharing other people's content without permission. But this is the thing. I mean, we devote a great deal of time and energy to produce our content. I mean, the fact that people trying to use our content um, for their own use. I mean, that's lazy. I'm glad that you're doing well. Now, I just want to remind people that the link to join the panel has been pinned. If you're able and you're more inclined to join the link, that's fine. Okay, this is my thing. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Okay, and I will take whatever action is necessary. Okay, whether it be reporting to YouTube, whether it be reporting to the attorney, the authorities, whether you get legal representation, I will do whatever is necessary because there's no call for there's no reason for that. Particularly when I'm not mentioning the individual's name. Okay. Irby, I think Gigi's at work, so she may not be able to hit the link. Because I do call that she works at nights. Okay. All right. You okay, Don Armando?
Yeah, just a little bit of the cold cough, but other than that I'm all right.
Okay. But it's all I can say is that there's some hurt, lonely, desperate people out there.
Right.
Okay. And look, I'm just look, I just a small creator. And so if so basically I guess people are afraid. I mean, if I the fact that I'm doing this well, I mean, imagine when I become real successful. I mean,
I know.
but I mean, all I can say is, then some people need deliverance.
Yep.
Yeah. But on a happier note, because I don't want to make this like a depressing stream. Um, the fact of the matter is, I've been doing quite a bit of shorts, and some of
Right.
them, okay.
But you want to know what's funny?
What?
It's like I did when I went to Boston, right? I went up and uploaded a video of a guy playing drums and everything. And somebody went up and said that if they were to bust flatulence, that it would sound much better than the guy playing the drums, and that just had me laughing. I can even be mad at the guy because that's his opinion and everything. But the guy went up and said that his flatulence will sound better than the guys beating on the on the drums or whatever that I have on my page. And that joint just had me rolling.
Hmm. I mean, let me tell you something. I actually had one short that has like close to 6,000 views.
Wow. Hey, big up.
Okay, and I have several that have like over 1,000. I have a couple that's like close to 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people need to be in a 72-hour involuntary confinement in a room with a straight jacket in a rubber, be put in a rubber room.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, from December the 2nd to January the 15th, which is basically a month and a half, I have gained, this platform has gained about 20,000 views.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to skip out. Don Jose, it was nice having me on your panel.
Well, yeah, well, thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, if you have not done so, please subscribe to Don Amando's channel and check out his content. So thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Okay. So, so let me just, I'm just going to talk about a couple more things um, before I wrap this up. Uh, One thing I do plan to do one of these days is to learn how to do streams on TikTok. Okay, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I understand. Believe me, I understand. But look, these people, for whatever the fluffing reason, they cannot lead a normal life. They need drama. They need that. They need someone to hate. They need someone to get pissed off at, and look. That's the reality. And I'm not going to entertain the circus over there. So, I mean, one of these days, I'm going to learn how to do more streams on TikTok. Um, it'll be just another platform um, where we track more views and hopefully get more subscribers. Okay. Another thing I plan to do is more blogs, particularly my blog regarding my trip to Montgomery, Alabama, where I actually um, enjoy myself. I also learned a great deal uh, regarding slavery and the issues that came about. Okay, but so I'm gonna do more blogs whenever it's okay. Most likely, it's gonna be when I'm traveling, or perhaps when maybe I'll have some visitors and things of that nature. Okay. Now, one thing I have not done is lately is I do have another YouTube channel which is called Latina Diaspora. Okay. Now I haven't aired any content on that channel in a long time, mainly because I've been trying to uh, get this platform to grow. And now that it's growing and now it's doing very well, I will be airing more stuff on the other channel. I just need to figure out what would be um, an appropriate time, content, and whether or not maybe I might think about rebranding it again. Um, we shall see. We shall see. Okay, let's see. Now, from time to time, I will be discussing politics, particularly now that we are in an election year, and of course, we have the opportunity to select who's going to be president of the United States, um, who's going to represent us in Congress, and other positions. So, whenever it's appropriate, I'm going to give my point of view regarding politics are concerned. Now, of course, not everyone is going to agree with me, but that's perfectly fine. If you disagree with me, that's okay. Let's discuss it. Okay. I don't have a problem. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about it, and this is it's going to look like it's going to be a rematch of 2020. Okay, which basically it's going to be one old grumpy guy against another old grumpy guy. Okay. And one thing I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think anyone that's over the age of 60 should run for politics. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. First of all, we need to give some of these young people an opportunity to run for political office. And we need some fresh ideas. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna be those two again. I mean, and I know that certain people. Okay, I know that the people who support Trump think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread and things of that nature. And I'm not gonna lie. He did do some things that were positive for this country, things of that nature. At the same time, um, there was some issues that he created, and he did not do a good job dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. And then you have, on the other hand, Joe Biden, that seems to be asleep a part of the time and what have you. I mean, let's face it, none of these two are exactly anything to write home about. But as long as we have a binary political system, that's what's going to produce. Okay. Look, this is my thing. The problem I have with the Trump supporters is their blind allegiance to that person. Okay. Now here's a person that has 91 criminal charges. Okay. And the crazy part is that even if he's found guilty and have to serve time in prison, they don't have a problem supporting him. Okay? That's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. Don't look at me to do that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't. This is my thing. Whether they're bogus or not, that's up to the judges to make that determination. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. Yeah, I can see it. The difference between the Biden supporters and the Trump supporters. I mean, a lot of them are basically, um, some of them. I mean, it seems like more people are more blindly following Trump than with Biden. I'm just keeping it real. We're gonna look. I know we're gonna disagree on this, and that's perfectly fine. We don't have to agree on everything. Okay. I think what's important is we gotta make sure that whomever we support, we make sure that we go out there and vote for the person who we think is going to do the best job. Okay. And of course, the opposition has made statements regarding the horrible things will happen if the other guy wins. Okay. Look, we have, yeah. Look, I have discussed this topic a long time. And I have said this before, and I'm going to keep saying the same thing. This humanity crisis was not handled well. First of all, it should have, okay. First of all, Biden should have a discussion with all the governors, all 50 states. And each state should take in a certain number, and that's it. And then after that, I'm sorry, they're gonna have to go somewhere else. That's why New York City is going broke. Okay. That I mean that will be tempting, but the problem is when you do not vote, what happens is you almost guarantee that the other guy wins. Okay. And this is happening basically in those blue states where they have the sanctuary cities. And the unfortunate thing when it comes to, yes, I think we all should vote. Okay. Unfortunately, here in New York, there's a situation where we guarantee shelter regardless how you get over here. Okay. Do we need to really look at it? Look at that issue? Yes, we definitely do. But the reality is this: that's not going to change anytime soon, particularly under Eric Adams. But Eric Adams has his own issues to deal with. I mean, I think he's under investigations regarding some other issues, so he got his hands full. Okay. I don't know if he would even consider running for mayor again. But time will tell. Time will tell. But there's just two more things that I want to discuss before I wrap this up. I'm going to continue to do these shorts, okay? Some of them have been very good. Some of them not so good, okay? But you know what? You have to adapt, and you have to go. You have to change at times. Okay. Another thing I'm going to be doing is more text. These text polls. How often I'll do it? Maybe once every 2 weeks, or maybe weekly, just to try to get the pulse from the uncommon folk regarding some polls and things of that nature, just to see what people think. Okay. And again, I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. Okay. And the fact that all that a lot of this growth has happened within the last 3 months, that means I'm speechless. Okay. But the fact of the matter is I've gained 72 subs within 3 months. And actually I'm close again. I'm close to 62,000 views. I have not heard anything new regarding the brick lady. The last thing I heard is that there was a situation where there was a couple of ladies that wanted to assault her for reasons I don't know. Okay, I don't follow everything that happens here at these YouTube streets because um, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. Now, let me just before. Now, the last thing I want to do. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry about that. For some reason, I got accidentally removed from the platform. Really? I didn't know that. Well, uh, let's just say she's a controversial person in her own right, particularly allegations where um, she was physically assaulted. And what happens is it makes it harder for women who have been physically assaulted to report it. Because what happened is, unfortunately, they take a look at what happened and they think all women fall into the same category. And we all know that's not the case. Okay. We have women who have been physically assaulted and some of them killed that we will never know. It's sad, but that is the reality. Which leads me to the final thing I'm going to be talking about. Now, on Friday's stream, I'm going to be talking about femicide. First of all, I'm going to give you the definition, what it is. Then I'm going to share some statistical data regarding it. Because unfortunately, it does occur. But what it was just as unfortunate that every time that we discuss this topic, someone will come out and say, well, men get killed too. Of course, men get killed. But for the most part, it's not for the same reason. And a lot of the acts of violence, assault, and deletion are involved with someone that either they have or they had a romantic relationship. Okay. So what I will be doing is I will be discussing it, and I'm going to give you some facts. I would definitely encourage all of you to stop by, and particularly the ladies, because I'm sure you ladies will have something to say in regards to the topic. Well, ladies, this is your opportunity to express your point of view. Okay. And we will hear it. Hopefully. Okay. But in any case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to wrap this up. Unless anyone else have any other comments or anyone wishes to join the panel briefly, will say this much. I really do appreciate the interaction in the chat. I appreciate everyone that appeared in the chat, and also Don Armando for appearing on the panel. I just want to let people know that Gigi has her own channels where she produces a lot of good content, and she also have a membership, which I think it's $3 a month, if I'm not mistaken. So when you have the opportunity, I sure Gigi would appreciate it if you would check out her content and subscribe to her channel. Okay, and I'm sure she would appreciate it. Irby, whenever you do decide to have your channel, I will definitely support it as well. Okay. But in any case, I have actually said my piece, and one thing I have learned to do is yes, that's something we all should do. We all should subscribe to membership GG. Okay. And you will be able to see some private content where some of her best stuff. You're quite welcome, Gigi. Okay, you're quite welcome. Now I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, which is some of the topics I would have preferred not to discuss. Unfortunately, situation brought it that it needed to be discussed, and I will do whatever is necessary to protect myself and to protect the integrity of this platform. Okay, and no one that's going to resort to that type of stupidity will be allowed on this platform. If you don't like it, kick rocks. But in any case, I thank you all. Of course, all of you are more than welcome to share your comments after the stream is over with the understanding that you're going to be respectable. Because if not, guess what? You'll be deleted and blocked. So I will be on Friday at 8:15 p.m. discussing femicide. So with that being said, okay, so with that being said, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro, saying good night, take care, stay blessed, and peace.